phrase native speakers use all the time. Let's talk about I guess. Today, you'll find out how to use it naturally and sound more fluent. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with a friend. Let's dive in.
Hey Liam, have you ever answered a question in English and immediately felt like you sounded way too certain, too direct, or even a little awkward?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Emma. I think we've all been there. And that's exactly why today we're talking about something that can instantly make you sound more natural, something native speakers use all the time in everyday conversations.
Wait, that's interesting. When I was studying, I mostly learned words like yes, no, or maybe. Those are perfectly correct, right?
They are. But the thing is, those blanket words can often sound way more direct and blunt than native speakers usually intend to sound.
So, what do native speakers actually use instead?
They often rely on a tiny phrase with only 2 words, and that phrase is, I guess.
Wow. Can just 2 words really make that much of a difference?
Yes, it's incredibly powerful. It completely softens your opinions and instantly makes your speech sound more conversational and relaxed.
Ah, I see. So using I guess basically helps you sound more like a real person and less like a textbook?
Exactly. And today, you'll see how native speakers use it to handle real, everyday situations.
What would you say is the biggest problem learners face that I guess can actually solve?
I'd say one of the absolute biggest problems is sounding too abrupt, mostly because learners tend to translate their thoughts directly from their native language.
Can you give me a quick, realistic example?
Sure. Imagine someone asks you, "Do you like this movie?"
And the learner just answers with a hard no?
Exactly. And while that answer is 100% grammatically correct, it can easily sound a little rude or dismissive.
So native speakers don't usually answer that bluntly.
Not unless they're trying to sound very direct or defensive.
Then how would a native speaker phrase it to keep the vibe friendly?
A native speaker might say something like, "I guess it's not really my kind of movie."
Oh, that completely changes the tone. It sounds much softer. Are there other ways to play with it?
Definitely. Another super common option is, "I guess I'm not a big fan of it."
That definitely sounds way friendlier than just hitting them with a flat no.
Exactly. Because it sounds human and adaptable rather than robotic.
Is sounding that natural really that important in the long run?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, people connect more easily with speech that feels relaxed, authentic, and matches the moment.
So, I guess, basically helps reduce that blunt, direct feeling.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest reasons native speakers use it so often. It just softens the whole delivery.
But wait, does I guess always mean you're feeling uncertain about something?
No, not at all. And that's exactly where a lot of learners get a bit confused. The thing is, sometimes it can mean something completely different depending on the moment.
Wow, really? I honestly thought it only meant maybe or perhaps. What other meanings can I guess actually have?
It's incredibly flexible. It can express polite agreement, a soft opinion, reluctant acceptance, or even just a gentle way of admitting that someone else is probably right.
Oh, I see. Can you give me a quick example of how that works?
Sure. Imagine a friend looks at you and says, "Hey, you've been working all day. You should really take a break." Instead of a rigid answer, you can just reply, "Yeah, I guess you're right." It means you agree, but without sounding too intense or overly formal.
Ah, that makes sense. That sounds so simple.
Exactly. And honestly, that simplicity is exactly what makes everyday English sound so natural. You don't need a massive vocabulary, you just need the right tool.
Can I use it to speculate about other situations too?
For sure. If someone is late, you could say, I guess they forgot. Or if someone shares a wild theory, you can just nod and say, I guess that's possible.
Interesting. So the beauty of it is that I don't always need to have the absolute exact answer ready to go.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, real-life conversations aren't a test. They're just about keeping the vibe relaxed and authentic.
Is there another common problem that I guess can help learners solve?
Oh, definitely. It's a huge help for when learners want to stop sounding so incredibly formal. The thing is, most of the English people study comes straight out of traditional textbooks, instead of real everyday conversations.
Wow, that is so true. Can you show me a quick example of what you mean by that?
Sure. In a casual chat, many learners will say things like, I believe that, or in my opinion, or I think that. Now, don't get me wrong, they are completely correct, but they can easily sound way more formal than necessary when you're just hanging out.
Ah, I see. So what do native speakers usually drop into the conversation instead?
They often lean on super short, relaxed expressions like, I guess so. Real spoken English almost always favors those shorter, punchier phrases.
Wow, that really is much shorter. What are some other examples of those?
You'll hear native speakers frequently say things like, I guess not, or, like we mentioned earlier, I guess you're right.
Oh, I've definitely heard those before. Why is it that these specific phrases sound so natural to the ear?
Because they're what we call conversational chunks, pre-made blocks of language that native speakers just use automatically, without even thinking about the individual words.
So how can learners actually benefit from focusing on those specific phrases?
By learning chunks like I guess so as one single complete expression, it completely changes the game because it helps you start thinking in English directly, instead of translating every single word in your head.
And I imagine that constant translation really slows people down, right?
Oh, absolutely. It trips people up all the time because the brain is essentially trying to do two massive jobs at the exact same time.
Wait, what two jobs?
First, it's frantically trying to translate the concept from your native language, and second, it's trying to physically speak it out loud. It's just too much friction.
Wow, when you put it that way, that sounds absolutely exhausting.
Oh, it really is. And that's the exact reason why so many learners hesitate and freeze up mid-sentence.
So, by using these conversational chunks, you're basically eliminating that hesitation.
Exactly. Because instead of building a sentence from scratch, the entire response is already pre-packaged and stored in your memory, ready to go.
That makes so much sense now. Okay, let me test you. Which one sounds more natural to a native ear? I believe you are correct. Or, I guess you're right.
Oh, I guess you're right wins by a mile in everyday conversations.
Really? Why is that?
Because the first one sounds like you're sitting in a rigid corporate board meeting, while the second one actually sounds like a real, relaxed conversation between friends.
Wow, that is so true. I was just wondering, though, how can learners actually start using this in their own speech immediately?
The quickest way is just by actively swapping out some of those stiff, common textbook expressions with these natural alternatives.
Oh, I love that. Can you show me a few quick examples of what to swap?
Sure. Instead of a formal, I think you're right, try throwing in, I guess you're right.
Oh, yeah, that instantly sounds much smoother.
Exactly. And instead of always relying on a blunt maybe, try saying, I guess so.
Nice, I like that one.
Or instead of a standard probably, you can just shrug and say, I guess.
Huh, interesting.
And one more. Instead of overcomplicating things with, I don't know exactly, you can just kick off your thought with, I guess it's.
Wow, looking at them side by side, those really do sound way more conversational.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. It's because they perfectly reflect how real people actually communicate when they're just hanging out.
Oh, I like that. So what's a good challenge for learners to try out right after this lesson?
I'd challenge everyone to try using I guess at least 3 times today, whether that's in a real conversation or just practicing out loud by yourself.
That's a great goal. Which specific expressions should they try sinking their teeth into first?
I'd say start simple with I guess so, then try mixing it up with I guess not. At the end of the day, the goal here isn't perfection. It's just about making your English sound a little bit more natural.
That's such a fun challenge. Looking back at everything we've talked about, what would you say is the absolute biggest takeaway from today's video?
Honestly, it's that you don't need huge, complicated words to improve. Sometimes, tiny phrases can create massive improvements in both your fluency and your confidence.
I love that. And what's your final piece of advice for all the learners watching today?
Just practice speaking a little bit every single day. Trust these natural conversational chunks, and most importantly, allow yourself to just communicate before worrying about being absolutely perfect.
That is the perfect way to wrap things up. Now, we really want to hear from you guys. Which of these I guess phrases are you going to try out first today?
Yeah, is it going to be I guess so? I guess you're right. Or maybe I guess not. Drop your answers down in the comments below. We always love reading through them and seeing how you guys apply these tips.
And hey, if you want to keep this momentum going and add even more natural phrases to your conversational toolkit, we have the perfect next step for you.
You definitely don't want to miss it. Just click right here on the screen to jump straight into our next video. 5 better ways to say I don't know in English.
It fits perfectly with what we talked about today and will help you stop sounding so repetitive. Click the screen and we'll see you right over there.
Bye!